up daily, leaving lemons behind. Pull up, tune in. It's time to get it done. The Millionaire Nurse Podcast has officially begun. Let's go. Tune in every week.
Good morning, everyone. So this morning we have Kenya. Now, listen, you guys have to be in these streets, and that is how I met Kenya at a huge conference that's in Atlanta. Kenya is from Atlanta. Kenya, tell the people who you are in your own words.
Okay. Hey there, I'm Kenya Cotrell. I am a registered nurse, business owner, wife, mother of 4 amazing children, and like one of the #1 fitness trainers in the Atlanta area.
You better go ahead now. I know I love it. You better say that. That's right. So if you listen, if you want a fitness trainer, Kenya's the one if you're in the Atlanta area. Okay, so we're gonna probably go ahead and jump right in. Okay. So your original, like you didn't originally want to be a nurse, right? Am I correct about that?
Correct. Never had any thoughts of being a nurse. My mom is actually a nurse, and she's the one that convinced me to change my major into nursing.
And so what were you doing originally?
So, well, way back in the day, I thought I was going to be a wrestler. Like, not kidding. I thought I was going to be a glow wrestler, gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Then I thought I was going to be an actress and go to LA. And my mom was like, oh, no, ma'am, on my dollar. So then I went to school I was in pre-physical therapy at that time. And then I switched over to nursing.
Like, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say wrestler before.
Yes.
I love it. Now, once you became a nurse, like, what were your feelings around nursing? Like, did you like it? Did you not? Tell me a little bit about that.
So, when I was in nursing school, I wasn't too sure. And I was very squeamish at that time. And I always remember one of my favorite instructors saying, Kenya, you better not faint on me. You better not faint on me. I was very squeamish. You know, my mom even had concerns that I would finish. But once I actually started working in the field, it just changed my whole outlook on nursing. You know, before it was something to do because my mom, you know, that's what she told me to do. But then once I got into it, the feeling it gave me to help other people is why I stayed.
Gotcha. Okay. So I want you to take us back to the moment when you realized, because you're the #1 fitness instructor in the Atlanta area, so a fitness trainer. So take me back to the moment when you realized that fitness was not just something you did, but something that was saving your life. What was happening in that season?
So it actually probably started back in high school. You know, parents divorced when I was younger. My mom was in a relationship that wasn't necessarily the best. And so to kind of fight off that depression, because it started from a young age, I would go and work out. So I would play all the sports and I would go work out, and it gave me those endorphins, which I didn't know at that time. I just thought, you know, it made me feel good. And then as I got older, even in my relationships, especially in my previous marriage, fitness just it was a way of saving my life. I mean, I would have to get out the house and go work out just to clear my head sometimes, you know. And even with the current marriage that I'm in, my husband, he can always tell when I get, you know, kind of in my own head and I'm getting worked up, and he's like, you probably need to go work out. You know, he even bought me boxing gear in the garage. So I have the bags, the speed bag, you know, all the gloves, all the things.
I love it. Now, you know, it's interesting that you say that, because I remember I used to be married to my husband, okay? And we were going to the gym, and I didn't want to stop us from going to the gym. Otherwise, I would have turned around because I just didn't feel good that morning, right? And so what happened was we ended up going on the way to the gym, and I ended up about 10 minutes into my run. I was like, oh, I feel 100% better. And I was like, that's these endorphins that they're talking about.
Yes, it's a real thing.
It really is.
Yes.
Now, all the people in the audience, listen, if y'all have some some endorphins. If y'all have an endorphin story or a depression story that fitness has helped you, y'all tell us about that story, okay? So now let's talk about postpartum depression, because like I never really understood depression. During the whole time that I was in nursing, I didn't really understand until I actually had a child and dealt with postpartum depression. So you were dealing with postpartum depression, and instead of just silently suffering, you found movement. Now, why do you think pole dancing became the thing that helped you reconnect with yourself?
So, even though I had really bad postpartum depression after my third child, um, the fitness continued to help me, but I felt like I was still missing something, you know. It just was something. And then I was working in a hospital, and I had the stressors of work. And at that time I was in leadership. So then, of course, in corporate, especially in the facility I worked in, there were not a lot of people who looked like me in leadership. So we have to behave in a certain way. So it made me extra uptight. So on the way home from work one day, a couple of my coworkers, we said, "Oh, what is this?" We saw a new studio by the hospital. We went in just to get some information, and it happened to be pole. Now, I had tried that before in the past, and I hated it. Didn't like it, wasn't interested. But we bought the intro package, and I actually ended up becoming their very first member. And throughout that journey of taking pole, I didn't realize like some of my femininity was like suppressed. And I was so busy being the corporate side that I didn't realize suppressing my femininity and always having to be in charge, it was affecting me in such a way. So I began taking classes and I began to act like myself again. And I really didn't know, I was still new in my journey. When you think in Atlanta, especially when you think pole dancing, you think Magic City, right? My husband, he noticed that I was, she's acting like her old self, And so he would say, "You going to them stripper classes today?" He did. He'd be like, "You going to
stripper classes?"
He said, "You going to them stripper classes today?" And I'd be like, "Babe, it's not that." So then I got a pole in the house and convinced him to buy a pole. And then he would look at me some days and I'm not kidding. I had this extra room. I had a really large bedroom, like a sitting area, which is where my pole was. And my husband, he would go like this. "Is it supposed to look like that?" And I'd be laying in bed, my arms are hurting, but my body was looking fabulous. And he's like, "Why do you keep going then?" I'm like, "Because it makes me feel so good." But I just regained myself. I didn't even know part of my confidence was missing, because I feel like I'm always confident, but I wasn't, not like I used to be. And it just helped reinvigorate things. And as I went to class, it was, it's professional women that are in there, and everybody's just trying to regain a part of themselves. So it's very strange. It's nothing like Magic City. And in fact, my husband came to a showcase and he's like, "Oh my God, you guys are gymnasts." He said, "This is just an adult playground for grown women." Literally.
I love it.
Literally.
I love it. Now, as your husband does, okay? A lot of women, whenever they hear pole dance, and they immediately judge it, okay?
I do.
Now, what do you wish more people understood about healing, confidence, and power behind it?
You have to come and experience it. It gives you this internal feeling, and you're surrounded with women that are just like you. There's nothing wrong with working in a strip club, but the environment that I'm in, everyone is professional women. Like even at my studio, we have tons of business owners, people in corporate, just a lot of things going on. And they just want to release. They want to, take a break from being wife, mom, boss, just all the things, and just be themselves. It helps you regain that sensual part that you may not even realize is missing. So it just and that affects you. Like when you go out in public, how you walk, how you talk. Women don't even, may not realize that they've suppressed part of themselves because they've been through so much trauma in life.
I
It
love
helps you regain yourself.
I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well,
Now,
and getting in tip-top shape with that banging body is just a side effect.
girl,
Side effect.
you gonna make me move to Atlanta, okay? Just to come to your pole dancing studio. Now, you have a 20-year nursing background. Now, what did nursing teach you that helped you build your fitness business?
Well, systems and structure.
Mm,
So I went from a bedside nurse to nursing supervisor, then manager, then nursing director. And in that process, I took so many classes. I also learned how to take yourself out the equation when solving problems. How to be compassionate and caring, and not just focus on your little piece of whatever you have going on. So, and also, while I was, still working, I got my MBA. I did not do the MSN because I thought in my mind I was going to be a COO.
mhm.
That is what my boss even talked to me about, moving to the next track.
Mhm.
But then when I reevaluated my life, after COVID, my husband was like, well, we opened a studio. This is what you said you wanted to do. This is what you prayed about. One day you're probably gonna have to make a decision on staying in leadership or coming and growing our business. Now, of course you can still grow it. It just grows slower.
Right. Right.
Yeah, especially if we were so new in our business at that time.
I think that is definitely one of the advantages of being a nurse, and especially when you're a nurse in leadership, because you're held to numbers, right? You
Mhm.
have fiduciary responsibility to your business in order to make money, and if you don't make money, and those numbers are always the thing that is always driven, it drives healthcare, it drives you,
Yes.
it drives your business, and so it makes a huge, huge difference when you're in business. So that is really, really good. So I believe nurses are best fitted for business, in my opinion.
I
But
agree.
that's just me, because it's just, and the numbers speak to your life. Right? So like if the numbers don't add up, then that means people die. And it's the same
Mhm.
thing when you're in business, right? Your business can die if the numbers are not adding up and they're not making any sense. So I want to go back to the time in which you suffered a domestic violence.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. So tell us a little bit, walk us a little bit through that.
Um, it was very unexpected. Because at that time, this person I had known pretty much my whole life,
Mhm.
grown up together. Families lived next door to each other. Of course, we got married and we had our first son. We never had a problem like with physical abuse. It was just surprising. But what he was a womanizer.
Mm.
And so kind of went through those cycles of forgiveness, and it kept going on and on. And I finally said, you know what? I'm divorcing you. And when I said it that final time, I didn't argue. I said it and I just walked away. I had a date in mind. The movers came and picked up my stuff, and he was very surprised, very shocked, upset at that time. But I just, kept it moving. So, of course, as life goes on, I began to date. He's already dating. I had no idea that he was kind of like stalking me, you
Mm.
know? And then, I kept saying, okay, you've had your time, let's get back together. But, of course, after maybe, the seventh time you found out about somebody cheating, which was crazy, I was young and dumb. Don't ever do that. I do not recommend that ghetto.
Yeah. One and done
Yeah.
is the way that it should be. But listen, I get it. I get it. People
Yeah.
stay longer for infidelity. The number one reason why people divorce is because of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to always think it was infidelity, but it's not. So a lot of people say. So
Well, I really was going to leave. And I remember calling and saying, I got to get out of here. And the response from one of my family members was, you never finish anything you start. You got to stick it out. And that always stuck with me, crazy, right? And I did. I was like, okay, well, I just got to do what I got to do. But I tell you what, when I left and I was done, I was done. Was never looking back, was never going back. And then once he finally realized that, he called one day, which wasn't abnormal because I wasn't mad at him, you know, at that time. He said, okay, I'm coming to bring some money over for our son so you can go ahead and do the school clothes shopping or whatever. Came over, I let him in just like normal. And this time, when I closed the door, he grabbed me by my neck and dragged me into the bathroom. And I just remember he was just like screaming, he was crying, and he would just keep choking me. And then I would feel like I was blacking out, and I would slide down the wall. And I think I've always been like a fighter type, you know, I like wrestling, but I was so surprised in that moment that I couldn't do anything. I guess I was in shock. And then he would let me go, and then I would start picking myself up, and then he would start the process all over again. So I lived in a gated community, and my doorbell rung, and he assumed it was the police. You know, he said, go answer the door, fix your face, and you better not get me in trouble. I go to the door. I open it up, and it's a newspaper guy. He's selling these little magazines, which is weird because even to get in, you know, like walking, you have to have the card. So I said, I'm fine. And he was like, are you sure you're fine? I'm like, yes, I'm fine. And I got ready to close the door. And all of a sudden, you know, it's like I woke up, like God whispered to me, get out of there. And I took off running. I didn't have anything. I just took off running. I didn't even have a key to get out. So I literally had to scale a fence. And I had on a tennis skirt that day. It always sticks in my mind, a little white tennis skirt. And I jumped over the fence, and I just ran to my best friend's house, who lived not far from me. And when I got there and she opened the door, I couldn't even talk. I was just like hyperventilating. When I managed to get it out, she called 911. They went to my place. And when, finally when I went back, the officers were there because they needed to speak with me. And he had torn up the whole house. And then he left a big butcher knife stuck in my couch. And they said, it's a good thing you got out of there because he definitely would have killed you today. So wow. It was, whew.
You know, it's interesting. First of all, we all know that you have a covering over your life. That's number one. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because whenever you survive something like that, you definitely have a covering over your life. Number two, it is, I can see, right? And I used to could, okay? I was in not like a domestic violence instance, but it was psychological trauma, you know, that you deal with all the time. And I don't think that sometimes women understand. So tell me a little bit about what you would tell the old Kenya had something like that happen, you know?
I would tell her that you can't listen to the advice of everyone.
Child.
And when someone mistreats you, when they show you who they are, you got to believe it. And move on. And even, you know, I would tell myself that, you know, it's going to hurt to walk away. You may cry every day, but eventually you will stop crying and you will move on, and life will be great, and you will have learned. You know, don't be afraid to do something else.
I love it. You know, the statement that you said that someone said to you, you never finish anything. So it was another high profile couple that someone said that same thing to them. They were like, you're the couple like that we look up to, right? And that's a high pedestal. Like, don't be looking up to me. Don't be doing that, okay? What I need for you to do is I need for you to do what's right for you in the moment. And I'm going to do what's right for me in the moment. Yes. Because nobody ever understands what's going on in that house. They never understand. And there are many times when there's things that happen, you know, just like the lieutenant governor in Virginia that killed his wife and then killed himself. Like, nobody would have ever thought that that would have happened. Right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. There was a nurse that I was actually at a conference with her, And then so we connected via Facebook. She was really nice. We got along, and come to find somebody was like, rest in peace. And I was like, what is going on? And come to find out, it was she had went with her sister to pick up her child, the sister's child, and the husband shot her and killed her. Like, it's just like you never know what's going to happen in those situations. So you have to get situations as soon as you can, for sure.
Yes.
Now, how does surviving the experience change the way that you show up for the women inside your studio today?
You know, even with my instructors, I always tell them we never know what a woman is going through when they walk in our doors. This is a place where we make women feel welcome. We make them feel powerful. We make them feel connected, because, you never know when an experience in a place, because of course my business is optional. They don't have to be there. That could tip the scales for them, so you want them to feel welcome. I always want other women to find themselves, and I just try to give a great experience. And we don't have the Mean Girls Club. It's enough of that out in the world. We welcome you. Yes. It's a place of release, because, and then, we do more than in just pole. We do fitness classes. We have Lyra Hoop. We have flying poles. We have chair fitness.
What now? You have, say that one more time. Wait a minute. You said you have Lyra Hoop? Is that what you said?
Lyra Hoop.
What's that?
So like on Cirque du Soleil, those circles.
Oh, y'all do that?
Yes. Yes.
Child.
We have chair fitness.
That's the reason why your arm's hurting right there. That's the reason why your arm's hurting.
Yes. Well, I mean, we have all the things. When I tell you we have a fit community, and then so people come there. Some people never touch the pole. Like, they have no desire. Some people only come for the fitness communities, just strictly traditional fitness. Then we have some women who do pole that don't want a pole dance. They only want pole fitness, which is a difference. Yeah. So it just, we cater.
So what's the difference between pole dance and pole fitness? Tell me the difference.
It's literally, pole dancing is dancing. It is the sensual side of pole.
Okay.
Versus the pole fitness is more of the strength training. So it's like, it's body weight exercises. You see, So even though you're climbing a pole, there's no dance component to that. It is strictly to get you in shape, to get you stronger, things like that. So
gotcha.
It's a difference too.
Yeah, I have a friend. She told me that I had apparently I had too much white people in me. And so she said that I couldn't dance. And so I'll be coming for the strength training right now.
Yes, you can do pole fitness. And then sometimes women start off only on that side, and they like, well, maybe I'll try a class. Maybe I'll try one of those dancing classes. And then they get hooked.
Well, maybe I might do that. We're going to see. Okay. Now, tell me, what was the hardest thing from going from nurse to full-time entrepreneur, especially with the brick and mortar business?
Ooh, that every 2 weeks paycheck. Okay. I had one of them good 6-figure salaries. So yeah, that was the difference. Just my kids would be like, Mom, I'm like, just take my card, Like, okay, I'll send it to your account. So now, when I went into business full time, realizing there is no paycheck gonna hit my bank. So if you don't get that marketing right, if you don't, convert those leads, if you don't get new people in the door, you're not getting paid.
Right. Now, tell me a little bit about what's the good part of it.
That I get to be my own boss. I get to make the rules. I get to guide the experience when people walk in. I get to help create a positive impact, and I get it all the time through testimonials on how amazing the business is. It's an energy when you walk in, and I get to create that. I get to facilitate that.
I don't think I ever really, maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe my systems were set up good enough when I first left. It was not a thing. Like, I didn't miss the every 2 weeks paycheck. And I still get paid every 2 weeks from the business now. So maybe that's it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that that was the thing that I missed. I think that I missed that I could not do anything on a day and I still get paid, right? But one of the things that I did not like was the stress of always performing, the stress of always being the token in the room, the stress of always performing as you should, and then you still not getting the recognition that you deserve. Those were the things that I was like, I'm not about to keep doing this right here. This is ghetto. Like, I took the readmission rate from like 12% to 9% when I was readmissions manager, and my boss was like, we're just not going to tell anybody about that. What do you mean we're not going to tell anybody about that? It was ridiculous. But I think that the freedom for me is huge too. The freedom to be able to travel, the freedom to be able to not ask you. Like, I don't have to ask anybody. My whole schedule is scheduled throughout the year. I just flight and I go. So I think that is the biggest thing.
See, for me with the brick and mortar, my traveling went down.
Oh.
My traveling went down because I had to be present until, I had the studio built out enough to be able to leave. Just because we have so many things going on, it's 2 different rooms. We had expanded after our second year, from the front desk people. We also have personal training back there. We have a sauna where people get IV hydration and, because I combine nursing and wellness. So for me, it was harder to leave. And I would take like maybe, 3 days, 2 days, and maybe about, I would say we went on family vacation probably about maybe a month and a half ago. And I stayed gone 9 days, which is the longest I've ever been away from my studio since I opened it.
But I think that one thing that people have to realize, and you know this now, but some people have to realize, is that once you build it out and once you start hiring, then you're not always having to be in the business of the business, because being in the business of the business can literally, it's a little bit ghetto all the time. But once you hire, you have a great hiring process, then it really changes. And you have to, one thing that I have learned, what is something that you have learned about hiring? Let's ask that.
I would say I'm pretty good at hiring because I listen to what they're saying and how they behave, and determine what kind of personality. I'm looking for a certain personality. So even in nursing, when I hired, I probably always had one of the lowest turnover rates.
Good.
In my journey, yes, because I really pay attention and I kind of go a little bit deeper. But for my studio, as my husband says, I think you're looking for other people that are just like you. Absolutely. I need a different skill set. But if our personalities don't mesh, if they are not a people person, if they don't have a more toned down demeanor, we can turn up, but we still have to remain professional.
Right.
If you don't have those, I'm not looking for you. I don't care how great your skills are. If you are not good with people, and that's usually what I'm focused more on, because I can teach you any process, but I can't teach you how to treat people. I can give you systems around the expectations. So that always made my decisions better. Even with the instructors I have now, most of them have been with me since I opened.
I love it.
And I always have people calling, want to come on, but I'm like, I can't take on anyone else at this time, but I always keep them, in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Superpower.
Yeah. I don't think that I had that superpower initially at all, like none whatsoever. And then I kept people way too long, and I needed to definitely let them go. But now we have a very, very solid team, and that has changed the game. We're able to do so much more than what we were able to do. Now, if there's a nurse that's listening who has survived something, healed from something or outgrown the version of herself that everyone else still expects her to be, what would you tell her about building a business from the life she fought to reclaim?
I would say when it comes to a nurse building a business, you don't have to figure it out by yourself. Find a mentor, get a coach, get in a program, and you can cut your time in half. We do not have to figure it out. We do not have to learn, on your own. You're gonna have to pay a little money sometimes, or a lot of money, depending on how fast you want to go. But to me, that's one of the most important things. And that's what I always tell people. You have got to get into an environment with people who have already gone where you're trying to go. Stop trying to figure it out.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's the best advice anybody has ever given me too, is to just get a mentor, a coach, because some people think that mentors, they be like, well, mentors, I don't have to pay you. I'm not, people will ask me a lot of times, they'll be like, well, can you mentor me? No, not. I'm a coach. Okay. If you want me to pay, if you don't pay me, then yes, we can do that. But I'm just not like, I mentor people around me, naturally, right? If you say that you got this problem going on, then I'm going to mentor it. And Pastor Mike, he said, this is one thing he said. He said, I'm not a good friend to you. Okay. I'm the friend that if you tell me you're going to do something, I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to try to help you make it happen. But if you don't make it happen, then we probably ain't going to be the good friends no more. I was like, that's me. Like, go on about your way. Listen. So we got some rapid fire questions at the end. It's been amazing talking to you. Okay. So what's your favorite movie?
I still love The Notebook.
Oh yeah, that was such a good movie.
My current husband, I was like, we're gonna be together. You got to sit down and watch this movie with me. And he did, and we've been together ever since.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, what is your favorite Bible verse?
I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
I love it. Now, who is a person, living or dead, that you would like to have a conversation with?
Living or dead? It's so many.
Name the top one.
Well, I tell you what. You know what? I know it sounds crazy. I actually have two.
Okay, go ahead. I'll give it two. All right.
Okay. I would say Beyonce, not because of the singing. It's how she created a cult following around what she does. And the second person, I'm going to pay my money to join that mastermind, would be Lamar Tyler.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Like structure system guru. So
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
So I love both of those. Like those are great. How do you define success?
Ooh. It's so many different levels, but my ultimate level is waking up every day with peace, working with my laptop from the beach with no cares in the world about money, and paying for my kids' college. I have 3 in college right now. That's success for me. I always tell my husband, once we hit our financial goals, I want to work from anywhere in the world with my laptop on the beach, but working for me, not for somebody else.
Love it, love it, love it. Now, what are you reading now?
Oh, I'm actually not reading anything right now.
Okay.
Nothing. Not reading anything right now.
I got you.
I have tons of books, but the only thing I'm doing right now is just focusing on the marketing side of my business. So I refuse to let myself do anything but that right now.
I gotcha. And where can people find you?
They can find me at iamsexyfit.com. My actual physical business is located in Stonecrest, Georgia. So they can come take a class. They can do virtual classes with us.
What
And
is
then
the address of the studio?
7301 Stonecrest
Okay.
Boulevard. And we're in Stonecrest, Georgia.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Yes.
It was such a pleasure, such a pleasure, Kenya. I want y'all to like, share, and comment. Get the word out about Kenya so that we can get those studios filled up so she can hire more people and
franchise.
yes, yes, yes. So the pole dancing can come to North Carolina. Okay. All right. I'm sure we got some here. I'm sure I would like them as well as I would like yours. Okay. All right. Y'all have an amazing rest of your day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.